The Indian coffee house on College Street, its ceiling fans churning the heavy monsoon air, embodies the combination of high culture and melancholy decay that endears the great city of Calcutta to Bengalis and foreigners alike. In the heart of a district of booksellers, the cafe echoes to the highbrow arguments of writers, students, and intellectuals, as well as to the clash of cups and saucers. A portrait of Rabindranath Tagore, the great Bengali poet and polymath, presides over the hubbub. But Calcutta has fallen on hard times, and the talk these days is of economic and cultural decline.
It has deteriorated a lot, and there are multiple factors behind it. First of all, this place has grown extremely congested. If you go onto the roads, you will find millions and millions of people milling in Calcutta for their livelihood. Then there has been a decline in the number of employment also due to sudden closure of industries, etc.
Deterioration of values, deterioration of behavior, deterioration of education, culture, everything, everywhere.
Calcutta has a glorious past. It was India's administrative capital until the British Raj made Delhi its chief city in 1911, and it remained India's undisputed cultural hub for decades after that.
Modern education, starting from the late 18th century, together with Western curriculum, ancient and classical Indian learning, modern Indian languages, and the culture of print, which came late 18th century, Shakespeare and modern science and print culture coming to Calcutta at the same time, which created this kind of mix that gave Calcutta its reputation.
Today's Calcutta is very different. Overcrowded and impoverished, it reeks of decay. Beggars lie half-naked on the streets, buildings crumble, rats forage in the rubbish on the banks of the Hooghly River. The city's history since Tagore's death in 1941 has been one of inexorable decline. Calcutta was once home to great cultural figures such as Rabindranath Tagore. His family house here behind me is now a museum. He was a poet, an artist, a musician, the ultimate Renaissance man. But all that was a century ago. And yet there's hope. Calcutta's artists and academics say they see signs of a new Bengali Renaissance. Perhaps not in poetry, but in new cinema, drama in the suburbs, and the music of the city's Bangla bands.
They are coming up with new theatres, new literary journals and magazines, new institutions and organizations of learning and culture. They are trying to criticize, they are very innovative, and that gives us hope that if we have our sights sort of fixed on Calcutta as you knew it, then maybe we can say that Calcutta is declining. But if we look in and around the place, then there are shoots of new life springing up all the time.
Actually, culture in Kolkata, it's always rich, got a good legacy. So people always work with arts for the sake of art. There are so many artists, so many singers, so many vocalists, so many instrumentalists. There are a lot of craftsmen. So Calcutta will be a cultural hub throughout.
Aparna Sen is an actress and film director who has celebrated the melancholy glories of the city's social history in her own films. She laments the loss of some of Calcutta's old eccentricities, but remains as hopeful as the filmmakers who have followed her that Calcutta can find itself again as a city of culture.
Culture is not static. It's like a river that keeps flowing, so it's bound to happen. I think it happens anywhere in the world, that you can't expect culture to remain static. It never remains static. Now these young people are finding their voices, and in cinema, in music and so on, in writing, they're finding their voices.
There's plenty of nostalgia for the lost glories of Calcutta's cultural heritage, but the artists and the writers who live here are confident that their city can constantly reinvent itself as it has done so often in the past. Victor Mallet, Financial Times, Calcutta.